and welcome to episode 7 of Kerbal Space Program To the Stars, where we are just quickly revisiting just don't ask me how to pronounce that ever. We're just returning to her flyby over Minmus and returning back out. So now we're up to a new stage where I get connection back to Kerbal and begin to transmit scientific data back. Just because, yeah. But anyway, I'm like lost of what to talk about, but I don't even know what to talk about. This is actually my second take at doing this, because I don't know what happened with the first take. But for some reason, no matter what I did, the audio was always out of sync. Like, I couldn't get the narration I did and the actual video to match up. I don't know what happened, but it just didn't match up. It's so weird. If only I knew what caused that. Oh. Just completely ignore that. But anyway, we've left Jaula returning to Kerbal and have a new rocket. The that's later on the episode. A comm satellite designed to communicate with, well, obviously it's designed to just basically get communication around the Kerbal system. And yeah. I haven't been very well lately, which is why I just had to blow my nose just then. So, there might be a few nose blows during this narration, or in fact during this whole episode. But anyway, as you can see, I'm doing a bit of an interesting approach, and I'm aiming for a 2,000 kilometer orbit, which is below geostationary orbit, so if I did put in geostationary orbit, looking back, it would have been a lot easier, because I ended up realizing a mistake I made. I didn't put enough antenna on these spacecraft, and with the lack of antenna I put on them, it meant that the ones I was putting in high orbit weren't enough. I needed more. So I had to put 2, so eventually you'll see me put 2 in low orbit, but for now we're just watching the first one. And because if I put these in geostationary orbit, I would have only needed 1 to return signals back to Kerbal, and I would have only needed the free antenna that I had. But in the end, I just added the 2 in low orbit. It was easier than trying to get in geostationary orbit. But hey, at least I wasn't trying to do this on Duna, because then geostationary orbit would mean you'd have to deal with Ike just being there. I can just imagine trying to build a geostationary satellite formation above Duna. You'd have to make sure it orbited in the exact right positions to where it would never get taken by Duna. But if you just noticed there, you would notice that the spacecraft ran out of power. So I've relaunched it again with more electricity this time. Now let's see, is it going to not die because there wasn't enough electric charge to keep the antenna going when it zipped behind the night side of Kerbal? Let's see on this new attempt. Watch the electric charge go down, 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 down further, even further, and runs out of electric charge. So, what is my response to that? Well, build another one, of course. And this time I've added even more electric charge, each of the times going up by 1,000 units. But this time, watch it. It goes down, 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 still down. And goes back up after it nearly runs out of electric charge. But it is able to survive, so I just do it all over again. You would have noticed how abruptly I went into that last bit, though. That's because I was like completely not ready for it, because I forgot it happened. Then what happened, I was just like, oh no, I've got to like mention what's happening here. That you can just see me doing the whole procedure again with a second run, getting in about a quarter orbit ahead of it, well, ahead of the original one, and then adjusting its orbit to be extremely close, because it needs to be close. And then I do it for a third time, because I need more to do it more. So, yep, entering orbit and getting it extremely close. So now I've really just skipped over 2 and 3, but you'll get to see a bit more of the procedure for 4 here, because you can see just launching it off the launch pad. Come on. There we go. Then just burning in the upper atmosphere. But as you can see, I actually get it into a low orbit first, instead of what it really seemed like I was doing with the last, unlike what I did for the first one. I did this strategy for 2, 3, and 4. But then I launch it up and aim for about a quarter orbit ahead. I only needed 3, but I kind of failed with my positioning on them, so I ended up needing to place 4 down. I don't know what is up with my positioning here on the nav ball. If you notice that, you would see that I was thrusting completely off the target vector. I cannot remember why I did that. But as you can see, we are just getting into an extremely close orbit around it. And wait for it. And then adjusting orbit, and we get all 4 of them up. Then I need to adjust my antenna and get it set up like this. Now, as long as the spacecraft is in like the exact correct position, it can get a signal. But we're going to need to get more things so we can get actual signal for everywhere. Because of my failed reasoning of how many antennas we'd need, I totally didn't realize that I'd need more antennas than I put on it. But anyway, it's now time for Jeula to return to Kerbal with her re-entry. I don't know why I burped there, pardon me. But anyway, you can see... I'm pretty sure this is time accelerated, but it doesn't seem like it that much. But oh, that looks time accelerated. But yeah, you can see me re-entering. And I don't really know what to talk about right now, because I've kind of lost my trail of thought. But yeah, I don't know what to say, but who knows. But you can see that things seem to be slowing down, because I messed up my approach somehow and managed to get her to go in about 36, 35 kilometers instead of 30, meaning she's going to zip back out. So we've got to basically go around for a new approach, which you will see, which you don't have to watch, as we're just going to skip to the second approach right now. Why isn't it skipping over yet? No, there we go. It's difficult to see sometimes, but anyway, just perform the second re-entry now. Fun fact, that I've made a few editations to this video from the original plan, and originally I actually showed going back around, but I just decided to cut it out. I've also added an extra bit of footage on the end of this, just for reasons. Mainly because I thought this footage that I added on the end of the entire video is what I was referring to. It kind of needed to conclude one of the missions that otherwise would have just ended abruptly, but that mission's for later on. But anyway, as you can see, Jeula is actually returning this time, because I didn't, because yeah, it only took 2 re-entries to get back down, which is quite good. But anyway, I don't know what to talk about. Like, seriously, what can I talk about? But anyway, you will see Jeula returning to Kerbal. Probably could have skipped over this as well, but hey, it's done. Just don't ask questions. No asking questions. But anyway, there you go. We are now landing back on the surface of Kerbal. However, after we've landed, which I don't know why I actually showed the entire landing, but hey, who cares? But anyway, after we have landed, we are going to send a new mission to Minmus. But this time, we will land on it. And we can get a launch approach. Yep, that is the correct thing. No, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Left on the final stage, which has plenty of thrust and a nice high specific impulse. Perfect. Now all we really have to do is face the prograde vector. If we had an antenna on this, we would be able to connect to the satellite network, the comms network right now, because we would be able to communicate with them up there. I could do a 5-way, I think I'm probably going to end up doing a 5-way satellite thing and place one there, just because of my OCD right now. Oh man. I'm just being driven insane by this massive gap here. But we'll save that for later since we don't need it now because we still get full coverage of Kerbal. Look at that approach. Actually getting a really good entry into orbit. Then look at that comms network. If I turn off these, it's a lot less insane. It's just where they're facing that gets insane. But this rocket doesn't have an antenna, does it? Probably should have put an antenna on it. Makes more sense. I think I can safely change to that. And we'll float up out of the atmosphere. Come on, this is a meaningless for landing and we don't need that much stuff. Okay, so you don't need to see me messing around with the maneuver nodes or anything, but you get a good approach to Minimus and leave, I think it's Valentina, I don't exactly remember, on our way. But this time I just decided to time accelerate over a launch you've seen 3 times already. But now we have a Franklin Kerman here, preparing to go to the moon. For, well, reasons, basically. I don't even know why am I doing this? What am I even doing? But anyway, so Franklin is going to go to the moon. I can't think straight for some reason. But anyway, kidding me. Best time to have to blow my nose. Like, seriously, that's twice I've done it in the middle of a post-narration, but hey, who cares? But as you can see, we are preparing to head off. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just lost for words. Like, I don't even know what should I say right now. But anyway, Franklin Kerman is preparing for a mission to the moon. Oh yeah, I hate it when that happens. But anyway, we get our approach set up. Get a nice and close approach on the maneuver and prepare to burn it. Perform the burn. Speak words. Speaking words is what I need to do right now, but apparently I can't speak words. It's too difficult to speak words. Like, speaking words is so hard. Especially when you don't know what words to say. But anyway, we just sort of send Franklin on his way and leave him while we launch a new rocket. This is the input sat, which I mistakenly called the first comm satellite last time, but as you can see, flipping over because that gets really annoying. But I'm pretty sure I managed to get it up second try here. At least I'm pretty sure, as I just said. But as you can see, we do launch it up. But see, I'm lost for words. Like, seriously, I'm just like saying what is happening. That is thrilling commentary. Thrilling commentary. Extremely thrilling commentary, I know. But yeah, well, this satellite is the solution to my problem with the way I designed the actual satellite network. Which, just to point out, this communication satellite network, at the point I've recorded up to, it's just been, like, not used anymore. I've made a newer and better one that only uses 3 satellites. 3 satellites. And all I had to do to fix it was give it more antennas. Like, I've made a new one already. But that won't be until the double digits, at least. So, we'll at least get a few episodes of these. I don't know what episode I've recorded up to, but it's quite far. Like, seriously. I don't know how far I've recorded, but it's just like, wow, I've recorded so far up. Like, I've got like something like 6 hours or something like that worth of footage stored up, ready to be edited and turned into videos. Which is why this video is half an hour long. I've got that much footage that I'm never going to catch up if I do my normal 20-minute videos. Which is why I've made the Kerbal Space Program videos around 30 minutes long now. It's a bit longer than 30 minutes. I don't know how long it goes up to, but still, it's longer than 30 minutes. But still, we do actually get this into a nice low orbit. As you can see there, we have managed to get it into an orbit. An orbit in which that it will basically do nothing, as this communication satellite network, spoiler alert, gets like no use. Like, I'm not kidding, I do like nothing with it. Like, I barely ever use it. It's just a waste of money in the end. But as you can see, I am setting up the antenna that barely get used at all. Because, yeah. But I go around and check to see if it maintains full signal. Oh no, it doesn't. But don't worry, I ended up figuring out what the problem was. I think it was ComSat 2. This antenna was pointing at Kerbal, was pointing at Mission Control instead of Kerbal, which was really what the problem was. But I figured that problem out eventually, and returned to Franklin, who is basically just sitting here. What? What am I even doing right now? But, well, I'm checking the communication satellite, making sure it works. But anyway, I changed the sphere of influence alarm to 0 minutes and basically 0. And that, I find, always works a treat, because it stops you the moment you get to your sphere of influence change. I always use that trick with Kerbal Alarm Clock. But hey, we are heading into the moon and not on a collision trajectory. That is not a joke you'll probably get at all, because I haven't gotten up to that bit. Even though it has nothing to do with the moon. It just has to do with collision trajectories that surprisingly don't kill any Kerbals. But I'm not telling you any more about what I was referring to there, because you don't need to know. But anyway, what am I even doing? Like, seriously, what am I doing? But anyway, we get into our orbit and we prepare to find a spot to land. Oh, I do find a spot to land, but yeah, as you can see, I aim for the northwest crater there, which ends up having one of the spoiler alert, one of the most strange things that's happened in the entire Let's Play happens on this landing. In fact, it's probably the strangest thing. Not the most annoying though. The most annoying thing is crashes, which have been happening a lot more recently. But I have fixed the crashes right now at the point I've recorded up to, but that's probably not going to make me feel like 3 episodes. And then after that I've recorded like another 5 episodes. All the episodes I have recorded. Like, seriously. But there I am, flying over the northwest crater. Not the northwest crater, the far side crater. As we are heading to the northwest crater. But as you can see, I'm checking communications. And yes, I do get communications. And I try and transmit some data that I just randomly had. And it works. I need to blow my nose again. But anyway, we are going in for the landing, but I am going to let you see this in live time, so once we get up to there, you will get to see this happen live. That just shows how close we are to the ground right now. Did already have antenna. It's curving in the sky, yes. Friend, do we not have connection to anything right now? No, we do not. I deactivate for now. Observe mystery cube. Data. Observe mystery cube. See, I can grab that data out. Log data. Keep the data. Toggle. Report. And apparently this is the Midlands. Despite the fact that we landed in a crater. Hey, we landed in a crater. We're in the Midlands. Just thought you'd want to know that apparent fact. The dust is getting everywhere. Now we need to plant a flag and complete the contract. Wait. This is Midlands. I thought I was in a crater. I thought I was in a crater. There we go. Seriously, look, we're in a crater. This is not the Midlands. But hey, you get to walk around on another body. Go for it. And look at all that money you just got us. But you have some work to do first. Data, restore. That can also close. There's nothing else in there as we leave. Are you kidding me? You bang your head now, Franklin. Only one other Kerbal has done this before you. You should be happy. Don't bang your head. I thought I just saw one of the mud archers. I can never remember their locations. Isn't there one in like the northern area of this? I don't know. Let's go over and play with this rock. We didn't really do much when Jebediah was here, mainly because I was worried about his life support. Hey, you've got like 62 days left. But actually, I wanted to check something quickly. You'll be fine for a whole day on the surface, but switch to... Oh great, my game just crashed. Well, yeah, bye. And we're launching the second input set into Orbital and Kerbal. So yeah, we're just doing the sort of skip over it thing that we did before. Basically, I try and put it in a higher orbit, hoping that it'll work. Spoiler alert, doesn't. I just lower it back into the same orbit as the other one. So sad. But after that, we've completed the comms network, and Franklin is returning home from the moon with all the science. So now, after the game crash there, I had to repeat everything. So that temperature scan I got, I don't think I actually ever got it in the end. I think I missed the temperature scan. But hey, we're in the Midlands. There's plenty of Midlands, because that's like the strangest thing that's happened in the entire Let's Play. which just like, wow, like seriously, how was that the Midlands? But the game, well, not the game or anything, but XSplit, my recording software, decided to like stop recording at that point right there. So the next footage I actually got was of Franklin landing back on Kerbal. He made it there fine, but I lost the footage of him returning there. But as Franklin falls back to Kerbal, it is time to end off the episode. So I will see you in the next episode.